Hey YouTube, another Fossil Cup team because that is what people like, and this one is a very easy, very balanced team. Some teams I've run a couple double steel, double fighter teams. This one is just truly balanced, easy to play. So I think a lot of more people will like this. FERROTHORN, golisopod, gastrodon. FERROTHORN lead week 2 fighting and week 2 fire. If you see any of those, you say swap in golisopod. No, golisopod has Shadow Claw because there is a lot of steel in this meta, and steel resists the bug, where Shadow Claw is going to hit neutral in a lot of situations. So Shadow Claw on golisopod, and then gastrodon in the back to deal with the fighter, and then your week 2 grass here, and then the other two can kind of deal with grass. So that is the team. Let's jump into it. FERROTHORN into Poliwrath. This is a weird one. I think, this one I may play it out before I adjusted my strategy moving forward. This is weird because they have super effective counters and probably a super effective dynamic punch, or at least a neutral icy wind. So in that first matchup, I stayed there before eventually trying to maybe hopefully catch a move. It wasn't even truly trying to catch a move. It was just coming golisopod as a safe swap, hoping they dumped. Eventually get hit with the Jellicent, and this is where the claws come in handy. Obviously bug would be resisted by ghost, but having a super effective Shadow Claw really allows you to take this matchup with ease. So shield up 1, the claws are adding up. This is now just an Aqua Jet range. They shield. I could have got to another one. I'm going to just commit to the shield and commit to the farm down to come out with a ton of energy. So have energy. They're down. We're both at 0 shields. Out comes a Credilli. Here is a super effective X Scissor. I believe I get sniped though on the next one here. Yeah, really, I had a move. I should have just taken it out. That was kind of dumb. I do get sniped. I had a move. I had more than one move. I don't know why I delayed so long. Coming in Gastrodon. Gastrodon is very bulky. I'm just going to chip here. Worried that a dynamic punch may take me out. I don't think it'll take me out. I think I'll live. But just want to chip it to Mud Slap range anyways. Oh yeah, they have a skull. That's fine. Do slap down. I'm going to instant swap into FERROTHORN, where they have the Credilli. All the moves are resisted, so I do not need to worry about what I'm going to be hit with. And I will get to a Power Whip to take them out here. FERROTHORN into Poliwrath. Again, this one I may just instant swap into golisopod. Yeah, so 2 exact same leads, 2 very different plays. This one met with a Lantern. So Lantern obviously hits super effective on the water, but claws and X Scissors are neutral and will start adding up. So here comes the second X Scissor already. It will not take out, so they could let this go, but then they're in probably farm down range if they do. And they do let it go. And I think I'll probably just let it go. Yeah. Oh, it's just a Surf too, which means I get to another move. I remember this. They throw a Surf, and then we end up CMP tying on this one, which was kind of crazy that they would throw a Surf and then CMP tie on a second move and shield. So I do not like how they're playing this out, which means I just now have a shield advantage. I will now have some energy. If the Poliwrath comes in, I've got energy. So now here comes the Power Whip, which will be super effective. They do shield. Again, I'm just going to go straight Gastrodon. I really don't want to take a bunch of super effective counters and then maybe have them catch a move. So I'm just going to instant swap here. They do just go Icy Wind. I do shield because I don't know what's in the back yet, and I want to make sure that I have some health for whatever in the back. So Earth Power against FERROTHORN. FERROTHORN's half steel, so that Earth Power is neutral. Just going for the Body Slam because I just want to make sure that it is within Thunder range. So very resisted in a non-stab Body Slam, but does not matter. We take that chip damage. And now we just need to make sure that we have a Power Whip coming out of this for the Poliwrath to eventually come back in. So we just want to make sure we have it in case they try and snipe or they try and come in and counter us. And there that is. So here's the super effective Power Whip. Power Whip is a very nice move. Does take out the Poliwrath. I have shield. I have a Thunder. And I will take that matchup there. So I like these balance. Again, I do think, I always find that in limited metas, ABB style teams are better. So terrible lead against Magcargo. I'm going to instant swap golisopod. Claw is neutral. And getting to the Aqua Jet. This will grab a shield, but they could probably get one right back with Rock Tomb if they would like. Or do I just let it go and just, I am going to shield. Aqua Jet is double super effective, but they eventually get into a Jellicent. So the only problem is they have chipped me enough and lowered my attack with Rock Tomb. I won't be able to flip this even if I wanted to. What I was saying there is, I think for the limited cups, I've had way more success running like ABB style teams than balance teams. I prefer balance teams, and in the Open Great League and Open Ultra League, you will almost always see me run a balance team. But double steel, double fighter, double this, double that seems to have a lot of play in limited cups. And I can't tell. I think the main reason that is because limited metas are only like 15, 20 Pokemon, right? I just went over that the other day. There's only like 15 usable Pokemon in this meta. We've seen a lot of them here already. Jellicent, the fighters, this couple steals, couple bugs. Not a ton that you can actually play with in this meta. So if you can use an ABB style team and correctly pull out one of those weaknesses, right? For the double steel team I use, there's Magcargo. Magcargo is basically the only fire. So if you draw that out on the Berserker, the likelihood of your scissor roaming free is significantly higher. Whereas in the Open Great League, it still may have, there's so many Pokemon and so many combinations that you can be taken down there. So again, I prefer balanced teams in general. But I do think there's a lot more opportunity to run like ABB style teams in limited cups. Unfortunately for me, Gastrodon on a golisopod where ground is resisted, that is not great. Gastrodon lead here, so I know it's a good matchup, and I know I'm going to outpace to the Earth Power, but they are staying in, and Mud Slap and Earth Power are both neutral, and they shield one, and I believe I let this next one go. And it does take me to the deep red when they land this Earth Power. Now, I'm pretty sure I get to a second move here. I do, and they catch. So nice catch on the FERROTHORN. But, I grabbed a shield, and now I'm going to grab Switch. So coming in here, I wouldn't be surprised if I shield one Power Whip. Power Whip's a good move. Golisopod's not. Someone asked me, I guess I should address this. Why is your Golisopod 15, 15, 15? Why is your Gastrodon 10, 10, 15? Why is your FERROTHORN 15, 13, 13? Go check my Do IVs Matter video. People always ask me, should I build this IV or this IV? When do IVs matter? When do they don't matter? I put out multiple videos on what do IVs matter. So you can go check it out. I'll give you the short version here. The short version is most of the times, especially in the Great League, there's two things. One is I built up a couple of these because I just did not have other options when I initially built these up. Like Gastrodon, I probably got like a hatch one or something when they weren't like in the wild. FERROTHORN and Golisopod, I just did not have a ton of options below 1500 at the time. So I just used these Pokemon. That's the number one. Number two is if you actually look at the Do IV Matters do you want the rank 1? Ideally. Are there times where the rank 1 isn't the best? Yes. And how many matchups are you going to lose having a hundo here versus having the rank 1? And the answer is probably not a lot. Because a lot of the times with these Pokemon, the difference between like a hundo and a rank 1 is maybe one level. Like the difference will be like, let me just kind of look up the rank 1 Golisopod just to see what it is to give you a better understanding of what mine is. I'll just do a matrix battle just to show you. So my Golisopod is a hundo. The rank 1 is 0, 8, 15, and that gets you to a level 18. So my Golisopod is a hundo just because I had it. So 16 and a half. So the difference is 1.5 levels. Obviously, this is like a terrible. I mean, it's great to have a hundo, but it is the 919th ranked Golisopod compared to the number 1 ranked, and the records are 29 and 18 and 29 and 18 against the main meta. The averages are actually better for the Hundo Golisopod. 561 average for the Golisopod, 0.815, and a 568 average for the Hundo. The Hundo picks up Talonflame but loses Annihilate, but overall has a better same record and similar average. And that was my general, that's always been my philosophy, and that's always been my kind of understanding. IVs matter when the difference in the levels is like 5 to 6. Like, don't use a level 38 to 40 Azumarill when you can use a level 40 like 7 Azumarill. There is a significant difference in the matchups there. If the difference in the levels is like 1.5 like Golisopod, in the end, it's better to have that Pokemon than to not have that Pokemon and try and get the ideal. Because as you can tell like there, the records for the most part are going to be almost similar. Where it matters, there's like breakpoints in some. There's there's like certain levels that you'll like live with 1 HP with a better one, stuff like there are differences, but for the most part, it does not matter what your IVs are. And if you watch the Home Slice Henry interview, I'm pretty sure that was in part of the Home Slice Henry interview. I cut down the Home Slice a lot because it was so long, but he basically said like IVs don't matter, just use whatever. And I gave the example of Swampert. Like I leaned on Swampert forever because it was the best like meta Pokemon in the Great League for like 12 seasons before the mud shot got nerfed. And people are like, oh, I don't have a good IV one. It's like, it does not matter. It's Swampert with Hydro Cannon. Just use whatever IVs you have. So it's better to use the Pokemon than not use it to try and get the optimal. Now, Golisopod is a trickier one in the fact that it takes like 400 candies to, and that's why it actually came second in the voting versus obviously Rookidee is a newer Pokemon, and it's one that's a very Great League and Ultra League meta, and there's no shiny yet, so it's not surprising that won the voting for the community day. But Golisopod came second because people are just like, I can't build one up. It's a lot of candies. So I understand if you don't want to. Some people just don't want to make the investment if they can't. I only don't make the investment if it's a Master League Pokemon. One, because the Hundos actually matter in the Master League, especially like 15 attack Hundos. And two, getting XL resources is pretty tough as opposed to like the Great League. Getting candies is a lot easier, and a lot of these don't need XLs. Some need XLs, but a lot of them don't need XLs. Anyways, that's my IV mid-video discussion, because otherwise the team is very straightforward. Stayed in FERROTHORN, kept the lead, got Golisopod now on the ground Pokemon, so it's gonna just throw body slams. These are where like a 0 attack would live these body slams a little better. Like they're going to take me out in 3 here. So I got to start throwing these Aqua Jets. Whereas like a 0 attack will probably survive these a little better. What comes in? Unfortunately, a Ludicolo. Someone asked me, does Ludicolo have play? Yes, it has play in this meta because there is a lot of like Poliwraths and Gastrodons and Jellicents. But there's also a lot of steals. So yes, it will have play, but it will be very RPS, which is sort of what this league is becoming when you only have 15 Pokemon. So a couple more minutes of matchups here. And then, so this afternoon you will see your first Ultra League team. It is Bellybolt. I actually used, it was the first one I used because I really wanted to test it. I mentioned it in the video yesterday. I think Parabolic Charge is 100% going to be nerfed next season. Bellybolt in the Ultra League and Dedenne when you are up like 2 or 3 Parabolic Charges in the Great League just feels overpowered. And if you look at the stats of Parabolic Charge in itself, it's an okay move. So to have like a pretty okay move that hits decently with 100% chance of boosting your defense is not realistic in these metas. So I can definitely see Parabolic Charge being nerfed next season. Go on the record calling that early. Remind me in what is it, 80 some odd days here. Does this go to the end of June, July, August? Yeah, I guess this goes till September. So that's pretty nice. Or not nice? I don't know. What are your summer plans? Are you excited for summer? Terrible lead against Lucario, so instant swap into golisopod. The problem is this thing, Force Palm resisted, but it does have a Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch being super effective and Lucario being very attack heavy. Ooh, they let it go, so now I'll probably shield. And yeah, okay, that's not surprising. Gonna shield. Hard-hitting Thunder Punch. Out comes the Jellicent. And this is what, how many times have we run into Jellicent? And I think a lot of just are either not paying attention or still thinking that Aqua Jet and X's are resisted. So even if they have the super effective claws, this is still the best matchup. But the claws are really adding up, and these Aqua Jets will chip enough too. So grabbed one shield, took this down to the red. They will basically have two Shadow Balls. They have the Lucario on the front. I guess I should maybe worry that they have an answer to Gastrodon in the back if they have a Lucario in the front. Like it could be like a FERROTHORN or something in the back here. Maybe that would be double weak to fire, so maybe not FERROTHORN, but they may have an answer to Gastrodon here. Yeah, golisopod, and they catch. So that sucks on all scenarios here. That's a terrible read by me in the moment. So you should be reading that all day, especially in a limited meta. There's only so many answers to Lucario in this meta, and you got to cover them. Fire, fighting, and ground. So you had the fighter and the fire with Jellicent, so now you need a ground answer. So of course it's going to be a bug, because you can't go double. I mean, you could you go grass here? You could. It'd just be double weak to fire. But yeah, like I should have read that way easier than I did. It's funny, like it's very easy to like watch these battles back and be like, you should have done this, you should have done that. Like I do that to myself tier too. Like that's a terrible read. That's a very easy read in my opinion that I just did not make when I was playing. So those are the types of things that I would definitely call as like, this is what that read is what a veteran would do. A legend would read this team like this, especially in a limited cup. Or you're just a legend that does not pay attention enough when you play. I don't know. I kind of find that like I don't, especially earlier, I really don't care about my wins and losses until I start seeing my elo. It's like a different mindset, right? Like once I don't have my elo yet. I'm at like level 18 now, maybe when I played these battles. It's a different mindset when you actually start seeing the numbers going up and down. It's like, oh, now I care about my wins and losses. Because even if you have like an amazing record coming out of this, right? Let's say you have like a 70% win percentage at like level rank 20, you're still only going to be like 2400 elo. So you still need to grind a ton anyways. But it just hits differently when you see the numbers. Although, yeah, I think I've started as high as 2400 and I've started as low as like 2050. And really I don't think it matters where you start too much. It just string those wins together when you start seeing your elo. Anyways, that is it. Again, balanced team, easy to play. I think it has a lot of play. Just put, Shadow Claw on golisopod because of all the steel and Jellicent. But that is it. So thanks for watching. Oh, yeah, I could ask, how's your summer? I'm counting down. This will just be sort of Dan talk on the side here because these matches are quicker. Yeah, if you want to know a difference in matchups, you'll see like I got like 9 or 10 battles here and I got like 8 this afternoon with Belly Bolt. The Ultra League just plays way longer. I'm counting down this is going up on the 12th. I'm filming this on the 11th. Counting down the days until summer. I feel like I need a break from everything. Work. I've got a couple of weeks off in the summer from work. And then the kids will be gone with my wife to the cottage for a few weeks at a time here. So I'm looking forward to just like resetting in the summer. I'm not even like going anywhere. I'll be back in Hamilton for a week. So you'll probably see in August a week of me like filming in my parents' basement, but no real vacations. Just want to do, I feel like last summer was like a lost summer for me. We had everything. We had something every weekend from the last week of May till the second week of September. Basically, by June, the beginning of June, every single weekend was booked in June, July, and August, and a couple in September. And not that it wasn't like, some of it was fun. Some of it was like, I forget what it was, but like it was like a cottage weekend or like a music festival or something. But then some of them was like, it's like one of our friends are coming to stay, one of our cousins are coming to stay. We got to go to a wedding. So it's just like, okay. It just, when you have so many things booked, it just like feels like the summer went by way too quick. So I'm looking forward to doing more of like what I wanted to do this, like last summer, do it this summer. Anyways, that's why I asked, like, what are your plans for the summer? What do you do? I guess most of you are probably working too. Like the age of the average viewer on my, haven't looked at it in a while, but most of you are probably in your like 30s. Probably some of you in your 20s, but mostly 30s and 40s. So summertime, I know a lot of people just take it off work, and whether it's a staycation or go somewhere, let me know what your plans are this summer so I can live vicariously through you as well. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.